What do you say? Let's get this starty parted.
Okay, I'm going to
Party
start
parted.
the
All
party.
right.
I'm going to start the party.
All right.
Hardy, hardy.
And we'll start off with Dave Kingsley in gallery. So, hey, Dave, what you got?
Hey, here I am. Well, I've got a mess. I got 2 weeks worth here. We'll start with a fairly mundane little cherry vase.
Pretty.
Pretty.
Like them lines in it.
That was pretty.
And a little bit better cherry bowl.
Pretty. Nice undercut.
Nice.
Yeah, imagine me with a cherry bowl.
Yeah, I like that.
And then another cherry bowl.
Ooh, I like
This
that
one I
shape.
got nice and thin. This one's light as a feather.
Yeah, I like that shape.
I like it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
I like
having the
Very pretty.
sapwood in too. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you cut
that-
that wood just right.
and that lip is perfect for dragging M&Ms out.
Yes, it is. Popcorn. Works good for popcorn too. And then
Yeah.
a rather ugly little box.
Oh,
Oh, that's not ugly.
That's not ugly.
Well, and then I did the super stupid. I forgot to sand the inside of the lid. I got to figure out how to hold it so that I can get it sanded.
That's an interesting shape. I kind of like that, Dave.
Yeah, I was trying to do something that I'd never seen before.
Yeah. I like it.
Good job.
It's definitely something nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah, I'd say you were successful with that. Well done.
Yeah,
It
it's
reminds
different.
me. It reminds me of a circus big top.
Yeah,
There you go.
and I learned a few things.
Can't you hold
Yeah,
that
it
in your
reminds me
hand?
And then to top it off, I decided to do something besides cherry.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah,
I like
pretty.
that.
Lots of character in that wood. Very nice.
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
And I noticed in my Facebook memories today that the tree that this came from was felled in my front yard 4 years ago yesterday.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
Very
That
cool.
is good. I like that figure. It really is nice.
Thank you.
It
Yeah.
looks
like
like a thumbs up. Look at that little brown spot there in the no, right there. Looks like a
Yeah,
thumbs
you got a
up.
tree. You got a tree right
Yeah,
there.
right beside it. Yeah.
Yeah, the thumbs up bowl.
Well,
But
you
aside
got
from that, I didn't get anything done.
I see a trunk and a tree is what I see.
I'm seeing that lady for the movies.
A little
I can't-
volcano. But I like the thumbs up because it's perfect.
Yep.
Well,
I like it. I like it.
Lady with an umbrella.
Thank
Very
you.
cool, Dave.
Aside from that, I didn't get much done.
Got a lot more done than me.
Me
Thank you,
too.
Dave. Next
Have a
up
great
is
one,
Dale. Hey,
fellas.
Dale, what you got?
Oh, I got to unmute myself first.
there you are.
Yeah, I just did. Well,
Yes.
first I got another little box elder bowl.
Cool. Got some red in
I
it.
left
Yeah.
a little bit of the bark in that one.
Conclusion.
Nice.
Nice little shape, a nice grain on that.
Yeah. And then this one was supposed to be a bowl, but it broke on me, so it ended up a little flatter. Not
Nice
very
cut.
good.
It's a knick-knack bowl or a coin dish or something. Those are great.
It's
That's
just a
perfect.
design change, Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice save.
Mm-hmm. And then I just made a couple artsy pieces.
Fasten the door. Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's nice. Yeah.
Little spalted box elder.
Yes. Love box elder.
And now this
Did you
one was
hollow?
made
Did
out.
you hollow those, Dale?
Yeah, a little bit. And this one's made out of maple, and I dyed it.
Like the
Green.
color. Like the color.
Dyed it green, and the
Oh.
finials and navy blue.
Nice.
I'm still debating about what pieces I'm going to bring to level up for the auction. I don't know whether to bring a bowl or an artsy piece.
Yep. You got a few
One
months
of
to
each.
decide.
That's what I got for this week.
Sweet.
All right. Very cool. Thank you very much, Dale. I'm next. So I've been laser pecking. And the first one I've got is this little
What's
plate
what?
here.
What?
My laser pecker.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Nice color.
So that came out really cool. And I was gonna color this, and then I got to looking at it, and it's so nice that I just I'm just gonna put some finish on it and be good to go.
I don't blame
Yeah,
you.
that's a nice quality
Yeah, I
on
wouldn't
that. I
color
wouldn't
that
color it.
either.
Yeah, and it's got like 2 coats of walnut oil on it, and then this has got no finish on it. This is walnut. Get the I'm on the bottom of it, of course, and then I did this afternoon.
Oh,
So
wow.
Oh,
my
that's cool.
intention
Nice
my
Mandela.
intention
long
with
did
this
that
is to
take?
use this an hour and 15 minutes, I think. The first pass I did it, I had the settings too low, and it wasn't even writing it on the, it wasn't even burning anything, so I had to cancel it and start over again. But my intention with this is to dot paint this and use this as the starting point. So
Oh, wow.
I really like
That's-
that, Matt.
thank you.
The way
Yeah,
it
it is
is,
very
Matt,
cool.
I'd just put a finish on it and leave it.
Well, yeah, but I've got a lot of walnut and I've got,
Yeah.
but anyway, I can,
Coloring that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try it and see if I like it, and I can always do it, make another plate and do it again. So,
Yep.
that's the drill on that. So, thanks, guys. Next up is Dewey. Hey, Dewey.
Hi. You remember a few weeks ago, I had a big bowl and I had a base on it that I really didn't like. So I took the base off and I'm going to turn the camera down here a little bit. See, and I did some stuff to it. I did a little bit more embellishing on it, but now you can kind of see the coloring that was on that bowl.
Nice.
There,
Yeah.
there,
That's cool.
there. And
Yeah, it's real cool.
Yeah.
I put this silver rim on it, and then I took and engraved the base on it. I don't know if you can see this very well or not. Let me turn off the light. There you go. And
Yeah.
you can see that's engraved. But anyway, it turned out real nice. This is just sanded real well, burnished, and then buffed with carnauba wax.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Nice.
That
puts
pewter
a-
on the rim, Dewey.
No, that's faux pewter.
Okay.
Faux pewter. That's pewter faux show. No, that's silver. That's silver paint.
Okay. All right. I'm like, what the heck?
West
Had me
Virginia
going, brother.
Chrome.
That's
You were busy.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I got. But I really like it. It turned out real well from what it was
I
before.
like that. So how were the steps that you did? Obviously, went back first and for the
Well,
painting.
Well, I did the painting. What I did was,
so what were your colors first?
what's that? I'm
What
sorry.
were your colors first? How'd you start? What was the sequence?
Well, it started out where I had green and I had black and I had red and yellow. And here you can see the red right here. You can see the red right in there. It's just you put it on there and you just kind of put it on, you just kind of like that, this and that type of stuff, and there you can see a little bit of
kind of like
yellow.
what Todd showed us a couple of weeks ago.
I didn't use
Blending them together.
I didn't use a sponge or anything. I just swabbed it on there,
Uh-huh.
Hey, put on one color, then you put on another color, and then you swab on another color, and you get that splotchy kind of effect, and it turns out pretty nice. It really does. It looks a lot better without the, when you're looking at it in person. And this here.
Did you have the rim paint? Did you have the rim painted first?
Did I do what? I'm sorry.
Did you have the rim painted first?
No, the rim paint was the last thing I did. Actually, underneath this paint is resin. I thought, well, what I'll do, I'll take resin and I'll try to put this in resin and put it on resin, but it didn't work out too good. So I sanded it down in one thing or two and just painted over it. So
Nice.
But anyway, that's,
Very nice.
and this here is, I put black ink on it, and then I put some silver, oh, what do you call that stuff? That's got that paste that's got the real pretty shiny stuff in it. And
Embellishing
then,
wax?
yeah,
the
embellishing
gilt cream.
wax. Yeah, something like that. And then I just painted that. I'll mix paint and mix until I get it where it's about where I like it. So anywho, that is the submission from me tonight. Thank you very
That's a
much.
nice piece, Dewey.
Nice.
Thank
Thank you,
very
Dewey.
much.
Sure is.
Very nice
pretty.
indeed.
Yep.
Next up is Patrick. Hey, Patrick, what you got?
Hey, how's everybody?
Good.
Good, Pat. How are you doing?
I 3D printed a set of offset jaws for my Nova Chuck and turned a bunch of medallions.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
my
Then-
word.
And hopefully they'll sell.
Yep.
Why, they should.
Those are cool.
Heck
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty.
Yeah.
They're a lot of
What kind of- what
fun
kind
to turn.
Yeah, what kind of price do you put on those, Patrick, if you don't mind my asking?
Probably $15.
That's
Okay.
all. Oh, my word.
Yeah, it seems low, but hey, you know your market's better than we do, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, this area you can't really put a really decent price on anything because people just won't buy it.
Can you show us your jaws, your offset jaws?
They're right in the shop. I mean, I can go get them and show them later.
Sure, that'd be great.
That'd be great. I'd love to see them too.
Okay, I'll do that. And this is a piece of the sweet gum.
That's
Oh,
pretty.
that you had on the lathe. Yeah.
And I put iron acetate on it. And that's the color that came out.
cool.
Wow.
What kind of wood was that?
What
Sweet
Sweet
gum.
gummies.
Was it- is
yeah,
that a-
okay, sweet gum.
is that a grayish color or a blue, or I can't really tell?
It's kind of a bluish gray.
Wow.
I definitely was not expecting that color.
Looks like
Wow.
Mars turned blue is what it looks like.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like pottery. Yeah, very nice. Wow.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
That color is really nice. I like it. That finish is great too. So
Me too.
Yeah, I like the color, but like I said, I was not expecting that color.
Well, how deep is the piece? How big is the piece? There's some nice wood turning there too.
It's about 10 inches deep and probably 8 inches across.
Wow.
It's all hollowed out, huh?
Yep.
So Patrick, what color did you put on
Nice.
it to turn it that color? What color did you start with?
It's just iron acetate.
That's it? Oh, okay. I
That's-
thought maybe you
that's
put
it.
some color. Okay.
I didn't
Wow,
put any
that-
color on it at all.
Wow. Okay.
And all of this was white sapwood. And it
Huh.
basically all turned pretty much the same color.
well, you got
Cool.
some
Yeah.
dark line streaks in there. What
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really sets it off.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the wide grain probably.
Yeah. Look at the bottom. You can see it, the wood grain.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
what it looked like to start with.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's your lines.
That's very cool.
That
Very
had
nice.
turned out real good. That really
I
did.
like
that.
I was really surprised.
Well, it's a very
Good
pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a good surprise. I mean,
Yeah.
Put some nice flowers in there and, couple $100.
How much?
It's for sale. You want it?
Oh, you're talking about you sell stuff, that's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
hey, Patrick, how many of those pieces, your pieces, do you sell? Do you get to sell most of them?
I just sell a piece every now and then.
Okay.
I've got tons of it
Yeah.
out in my gallery, and it just sits there, and I have to dust it. Dust
Well,
collectors.
Yeah.
That's the reason you have glass doors, you know.
Right. Very cool.
Then-
Very cool, Pat.
That's a piece of elm that I turned today.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice too.
Pretty.
Wow.
My
Is
elm
that
usually
colored?
isn't that,
Did you color
isn't that
that?
red.
No, that's the actual wood color of the wood.
Wow.
That's
Is
nice.
it American elm or is it like Chinese elm or something else?
I am not sure. All I know
Looks
is
like-
it's elm.
Looks like red elm to me.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
just say, I
think
never
that's
saw
what
it.
it
Gorgeous
is.
Right.
elm.
I never
'Cause
saw
look how-
red elm.
Look how pretty that is.
It is
Look how
pretty.
gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
And the finish is hut wax.
What?
Cool.
Hot wax.
Hut
Hut.
wax.
Hut wax.
H-U-T.
HUT. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I never heard of it.
It's
Me either.
a pen wax.
Yeah, I've still got a thing of it in my cabinet from years ago. I don't know if it's solid or still workable.
It's
It's-
just
it's
one
a-
of those
Yeah,
things you
man.
bought you never use, huh?
Yeah, the brown one and a white one.
That looks good.
that's pretty.
Love it.
I put the brown on first and then put the white, which is clear and real glossy. It's over top of the brown.
On
Okay.
top of the brown, did you say?
Yeah,
Oh, that's not.
there's a brown wax and then there's a white wax. The white
Oh,
wax
okay.
is actually clear. The brown gives it just a hint of color, not a lot.
Okay.
Hmm.
Boy, you got a nice finish. That finish
Yeah, you
really looks
do.
good.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, you do.
Well, Patrick,
Very
you just do wonderful things. That's all I can say about you.
Thank you,
Very,
Dewey.
very pretty.
I am jealous of you.
Me, I'm always jealous that he said, I didn't expect this. I'm surprised. This wasn't what I started out to do, and it turns out to a beautiful piece. I'm like, wow, I should get so lucky.
And that's what happens. That's what happens 90% of the time.
I know you're so funny. You said, now this started out to be this, and it's a beautiful piece when you're finished.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, thanks.
yeah, that's pretty.
That's the kind of luck that comes from a lot of hard work.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You're right, Dave. You're right, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, he did. I don't think he ever sleeps.
I don't sleep much. I have a terrible time sleeping, and my mind just runs 100 miles per hour, and I just
Wow.
think up stuff during the night and give it a try. If it don't work, I toss it. Nobody ever sees it. Not even my wife.
You got a lot of shop warming or shop heating material then, huh?
Yep. Well, most of it turns out pretty decent. Once in a while, I turn something that don't. I cored out a piece that I rough turned this past week, and it was a little shallow bow. I went right through the bottom of it,
Yeah.
so I joined the funnel club again,
Yeah, we've all done that.
The designer firewood.
Mm.
which I might try to rescue it. I don't know. It's beautiful green, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Very cool. Well, nice work, Patrick.
That's all for me.
All right. Next up is Billy. Hey, Billy.
Hey, everybody. Last week I showed this, and Dane said the lid was too heavy or too thick or both for the box. This is that wormy.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I took about 1/8 of an inch, or maybe closer to 1/4, off the width of the lid so that it's a little thinner.
Hmm.
And I also cut it down so it's not quite so thick. I put more of an OG on the rim, and I think this fits it a lot better.
That does look better.
Mhm.
That's nice.
That looks
Rather
right on
than-
it, Billy.
Rather than turning a whole new lid, I just pared that one down some.
It pop. That's good.
I really like that wormy
So
look.
I like it.
Yeah.
And my demo last week, I started this. This is that live edge bowl,
Right.
in grain live edge bowl that I did, and I've got it finished up. I finished it with a couple of coats of water-based sanding sealer, and I followed that with some of Martin Sabin-Smith's Danish oil,
Hmm.
inside and out. And it doesn't have a real shine to it, but it's got a nice luster.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Finished the bottom nice and engraved it upside down, of course.
What brand of sanding sealer do you use?
It's for the water base that I've got is Minwax.
Okay.
Hmm.
It has a tendency to raise the grain more than something like Mylan's or a lacquer-based sanding sealer, but it cuts back easy enough so you can denib it without any issues. But it penetrates well, and I usually get pretty good results out of it. I also used an acid brush, and I brushed. The only finish on the bark itself is the sanding sealer, and I brushed it fairly liberally with the sanding sealer.
Very
But
good.
all in all, I'm not really missing any bark. It came out. The pieces that were missing, I was able to glue back in. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
Looks real nice there, Billy.
So that's that. And I've been on a box kick lately because, well, we have to make boxes for the table toppers for SWAT for Saturday's dinner. So this is a piece of spalted pecan. Got a pretty good grain match on it.
Yeah.
Inside's nice. I mean, this is simply finished with Mahoney's walnut oil,
Very cool.
but it's just a cute little box. And I did another one out of another piece of spalted pecan. You get the difference between these two.
Oh, wow.
Both spalted pecan.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Did you
tell
use
they
a
didn't come
different
from
finish?
they didn't
This no, they were actually. This is the color they were. Uh, This one was a little punky because of the spalting. I mean, it's not really punky, but it was a whole lot softer than this one. So I'm not sure why the difference. Maybe this one was left outside longer or something, but it wasn't. This one did not turn hard like a pecan like this one did. This one was a little bit harder. And so I took a piece of the knob is spalted pecan, same, it came off the same cut as this. I didn't have a piece big enough for the lid, and the inside of this is done too. Again, this is just Mahoney's walnut oil, and bottoms are engraved.
Yeah.
I left a little foot on this one, and the lid sits down inside. And I'm trying to remember what I made the lid out of. It's not pecan. I don't remember, and it's not, but it was a good color match, so I liked it.
Yeah.
It's not African mahogany either. It's harder than that. And for the life of me, I put a little design in it. For the life of me, I cannot remember what it is.
Mhm.
well, it
Anyway.
matched up pretty good.
That's what I got.
Beautiful.
All right. Very cool, Billy. Thank you very much. Next up is Brenda. Hey, Brenda.
Hi.
Teeth and eyes.
My vase, remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hollowed out the top, hollowed out the bottom, and I didn't have nothing to make threads with, right? So I've been looking for something to put in the bottom. I found. Look at this.
Oh, all right.
Where did you find it, Brenda? That's pretty cool.
That happens to be,
What size is it? What size is it also?
I think it's a inch and a half here. It's a sink plug.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my word.
Ah,
I wouldn't have guessed that.
You didn't take the film off.
I knew it
Oh,
whenever
my
I saw
daughter
it.
said too,
first
yeah.
saw
Yeah,
it.
when you got it, looks like the doodad put on when you got an extra hole. No longer
Yeah,
leaving.
yeah.
That's
So-
great. Wow.
I think that's very
Yeah.
creative. Go girl.
You gonna glue it in?
No. No, that way you can take it out and you can put stuff in there.
Right.
Oh, it's not open in the top then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's open in the top. It's open in the
But it's not
bottom.
open up. It's not open
But it
all the
don't
way
go
through.
through.
Oh,
It's a
You
stash
gotta- you
box,
gotta-
right? Stuff from the grandkids.
You got black- you got a
Compartment
bu-
base.
you got a bulkhead in there. Okay.
Yeah,
Brenda,
who was it that made this?
Brenda,
Demoed this.
The M&Ms from the grandkids.
Yeah.
if
What
That
is
was my
that?
demo about 3 weeks ago.
Who did?
Me, JJ.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Brenda,
and it's currently got boiled linseed oil on it.
Nice.
Uh,
It's a nice piece.
I like it.
Brenda.
Very clever, Brenda. Very clever.
What kind of wood was that?
I thought it was a piece of cherry. I don't know.
I think that's what you said the last time you showed it.
I think so too, yeah. And that's what it smelled like when I was turning it.
Brenda,
So,
you
Very
said that
cool.
you were looking for something to thread it, right?
well,
Or-
no, I didn't have any way to thread it like JJ did.
So I'm doing a threading demo for our club tomorrow night, and I've been doing a lot of looking. And something that worked really well for me for a couple practice pieces, I went to Home Depot and bought some plumbing fitting,
Yeah.
male, female. They cost me
I
about
couldn't find none of them to fit.
about $2 each, and I just cut them and I used my skew on them and got them to the size I needed. They worked really well, so something to think about. They do have
Yeah.
different sizes, so.
I looked at the plumbing fittings at Lowe's. I couldn't find
Yeah.
anything that fit. I took this with me to Lowe's.
Okay.
And I
you-
couldn't find anything to fit. I did end up buying some piece. I got home and
Okay.
oh, it fit down in here and then had a screw in top. But then when you unscrewed it, the hole was only like about the size of my finger. Like you
Okay.
can't get nothing in that. That didn't work. So I seen this on Amazon. I'm like, well, just see if that works. By golly, it
I
does.
love it. It's a great
Me too.
innovation.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're using plumber or PVC plumbing fittings for threads,
Yeah.
make sure you go to the electrical conduit section because the actual plumbing threads are NPT and they're slightly angled. So you'll
I looked
you
there
never
too,
get
Billy.
you never get a full tight joint. Whereas with the conduit, you can get them in metal too, but the conduit threads are straight threads, so you get a full threaded contact.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. I looked all over Lowe's, couldn't find anything that fit, so that one worked.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool.
Looks like you got some sun, Brenda.
I've been painting for the 2 days. Yeah.
Looks like outside.
Yep. Well, I've been painting the deck. Yep.
There you go.
Mhm.
There
I
you
got the
go.
fence and the shed and a lot more painting yet to do.
Wow.
Better
Yeah.
wear a hat or you're gonna wind up with some bad bumps someday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your ears are gonna be crusty and
Yeah. Oh well. Gotta
Those
get
All right.
done.
Well, thanks,
nose is
Brenda.
gonna be
Good luck.
rough.
Good luck on the rest of the painting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna switch back to Patrick to see his jaws. He's got the
Oh,
jaws.
yeah.
Patrick.
Unmute myself. That's the offset jaws.
Oh, look at that.
Very cool.
Wow.
Wow.
Very nice.
And they're 3D printed out of PLA plus. And I mean, they hold pretty tight, but you don't need a real strong hold for what you're doing on stuff like this.
Oh,
Yeah, it's small. It's small, right?
Yeah, I find that 1 7/8 pendant fits in there perfect.
hmm.
Have you printed multiple offsets or is that the first one you printed?
This is the only one.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So the inside hole is the one. Which one do you screw on? No, I see now the screw. The outside hole. You screw onto the chuck. Okay, yeah,
It screws on like the regular jaws do.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
just-
saying. I'm seeing the whole pattern now.
That is cool.
Where'd
They
you get
work.
your
Make it a lot easier.
where'd you get your pattern from to do that?
Off of Thingiverse.
Okay.
What?
It's
What's it
just
called?
Thingiverse.
Thingy?
Yes.
Thingiverse.
Huh.
I think it's
Okay.
THINGA, isn't it? Verse.
No, it's Thing I. Hang on,
Oh,
guys.
okay.
I'll put a link in the
Oh,
comments
like
here. Hang on.
universe.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Thingiverse.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's got other draws too for other trucks and different draws for the Nova too.
Yeah, I mean they've got jaws for the Vic Marks, the one-way Talons, different chucks.
Axminster.
See if I can go to L.
That'd be cool if I had a 3D printer.
Yeah,
I have
there you
one.
go.
We have one.
All right, L's up next. Hey, L.
There's some really crazy stuff tonight, isn't there?
Yeah.
Okay, so am I still jerk? Yeah, I'm Jerky L. Dawson. Okay.
Turkey.
Beef jerky or turkey jerky?
Could
I
be
don't know. It says it right there.
pork jerky.
I'm Jerky L. Dawson.
You can read.
I finally finished this friggin' thing. This is my urn.
Oh, now he froze.
Perfect pose.
Finally made the cross. Well, like Jim said last week, if I'm in there, I won't really care about it. But I've been showing this thing, I don't know how many times now. I finally made the top for it. And
I like it.
when I was talking to Dave last week, I mean, I'm so afraid of saying to someone that I would make an urn, afraid of it would crack. I made this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rings, and then this here. I cut each piece. I'm seeing everything really messed up. Am I coming across messed up?
Just
No.
I'm on the tablet.
No.
You just freeze every now and then and get a little jerky.
I'm jerky. Anyway, that I cut these pieces. I let them sit about 2 weeks, and then I would take 2 at a time, and I would glue them together, and I would turn them thin. It's very thin. And then I would glue 2 more, and then I would glue 2 more, and then I guess this is the last one, which is what I did and made the top. And then this here was another piece of it, and it's thin. So I finally, like I said, made the cross, but I think the cross is too tall. What do you guys think?
No.
No.
No, I think it works just fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Like
looks good. It looks good,
I
Al.
think it's great.
It really does. I like that piece. It looks really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only reason why I'm talking about is I think this way here would really make things drier more, and taking my time as I glued them together, then take more out, let it dry, and less chance of cracking is where I was going with the story last week, Dave. And I mean, I would just hate to see it crack. This one is for me. I told my wife this is for me. She says, "No, you're not. You're being buried." So I don't know if I'm gonna use it or not. And then with the same kind of wood, I made this candlestick,
Pretty.
piece of walnut, and it's all hollow. I hope the
Oh,
Cool.
it's all
Yeah.
hollowed out, and it's still kind of wet. I have walnut oil on it right now.
I like that shape.
But I was able to keep the grain on. What's that?
I said I like that shape.
I didn't. Yeah, I thought it came out pretty nice.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
like it. I
Yeah.
like it,
Yeah.
Very nice.
you know. So it's still wet. It's still pretty wet yet. But yeah. Come out kind of cool. And I think I am shaky because look, I'm over here, now I'm over here, now I'm over here, now I'm over here. So maybe I'm just gonna forget about this and what it is, but I don't know. Tablets and me, this tablet here is not working, I don't think. But anyway, this is what I have for tonight. I hope everyone has a really good time tonight. Everybody be good. So
Very nice,
everybody be
nice
good.
piece, Al. Really nice
That's
piece.
really nice. I like your urn. Just tell your wife I can be buried in my urn.
Yeah. I'm 50 years
Yeah.
married. I don't say anything. I into the shop and do my best.
Now you got to build a coffin.
Smart man, smart man. Thanks, Al.
There you go. Yeah, I'll make my coffin then.
There you
You're
go.
right.
There you go.
You should put the urn in the coffin.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right, everybody have a good night. Be good.
You too.
Al. All right.
Thanks, Al. You too. Next up is Roger Woolham. Hey, Roger, what you got?
I've got a small pecan bowl.
Nice.
Pretty.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit of a bark there. It's hard to see it, but there's a little bit right there. For some reason, my camera's blurry tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Really pixelated is what it is.
But because I got my new shed, I haven't had time to go out and turn anything.
And I'm jealous.
Hold the bowl
Probably
right up
take
to
me-
the camera. Hold it right up to
Probably-
the camera. Sometimes it'll pick up.
I'm sorry. For some reason, my computer's got wacky sound. My camera's weird. So
That's
I
that new
can't
shed.
hear anything.
You followed Al. You're gaining his problems.
Your shed's blocking the
Maybe that's
signal.
it.
Don't go down that road, Roger.
Might
It might
rename
be the whole.
Roger
It
to
might,
Al the second.
it might be the
Don't
whole
you
network.
dare.
I skipped out for a bit earlier too, so I don't know. There's a lot of funky stuff going on in the world.
All right.
Thanks, Roger. Glad you're able to get into your shop.
Yeah, that looks
I haven't got
nice,
into
Roger.
new one yet, but I've
But
got
that
it
looks
set
nice
at
the way you have it set up. You have it set up pretty good.
Okay,
We
next
have
up
any
is
solar
Brent. Hey,
flares
Brent.
recently?
Hey, everybody. So last week during After Hours, we were talking about green weenies. And so
Yeah.
I said I would make green weenies and bring to Level Up. So there's a green weenie that's coming
There
to
you go.
Level
All
Up.
right.
Cool.
I am interested in one of those, Brent. So
Well,
You
not
know,
only
Brent,
do
why they stopped making those, I'll never know. I
What-
still
what-
use mine and I covet it. I'm
What,
You know,
what's the purpose of those?
cleaning your Morse paper.
Okay.
So, but not only do we have green weenies, we got purple.
Oh
and
yeah,
red,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we got
yellow.
all kind of weenies.
Yeah,
We got
right.
lots of weenies here. So
I
all I gotta
like the
do is get
purple.
one of these. All I gotta do is get one of these to come to Level Up. So
Okay.
Do they come in 2 and 3 taper?
2 and 3 people.
they could. All I printed was 2s.
MT2.
Yeah.
But
I'll be
I saw-
looking for you at Level Up for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I like the purple one. I have a green
Well-
one, but I like the purple.
I want a purple one too.
Okay, well, it'll be first come, first serve at Level Up.
Yeah. We didn't have a choice when we bought the green weenie. You only had a green. It wasn't,
Yeah.
you didn't have to think about it. You just had to give them your credit card.
Well, this is a new century. So
You're getting
Yeah.
good, Brent. You know, if
Yeah,
you
I like it. Good job.
hook one of those to one of those turbines you made, you could really clean it up.
well, I bet you could. You could
Yeah.
and then might wear down your Morse taper. Make a 3 out of it. So.
Hey, I got a 2 to 3 converter, so that would work for me.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what I got. So
Very, very cool. Thanks, Brent.
Yep.
Those will be a great addition to Level Up. Next up is Todd. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how are you guys? Let me switch cameras. So Patrick was showing his stuff and talked about that Huts stuff, and I'm out in my shop, so I thought I would just show what I think he was talking about using, where he used the brown and then the white.
Yeah.
I actually have 3 different shades of it. These two came in a packet together, and this one was separate from years ago. Maybe they just changed the formula a little bit, and they're both supposed to be white. I don't know.
Oh,
Probably.
But that was that stuff. And then what you do is you basically, spin in the lathe, you burnish this on, and then you polish it off. And when you polish it off, it has a grit in it, and a wax, and you do the brown one first, and then the white one, and you're pretty much set.
Yeah, the white one's kind of like a friction polish.
I used to use them on pins a lot 15 years ago. I've used them on a couple of bulls lately, but not much.
And if they were numbered, you'd have Hut 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so I don't know, it was a month ago when I did my demo, maybe. And so here's another piece of maple. But either during that demo or after that demo, Joe had asked if instead of putting black on, if I ever put white on. Now, he texted it to me. I don't know if anybody saw the message. But instead of putting a black base on, put a white base on. And I had done it before, but I didn't really like the results of it. And I did it on this one. And and once again, these are the chestnut spirit stains, the purple, orange, and then the yellow again.
Wow.
But what we see here, I put the white on really heavy. And it was the Hampshire Sheen. Of course, maybe somebody else makes one now, but the Hampshire Sheen white stuff.
Right, the dye.
Yeah, it's the dye. It's the intrinsic colors.
Right. I have those. Yes.
Yeah, and so I put it on. And I put it on like really thick, like ridiculously thick. Just really let it soak in there. And when I did it before, I don't think I let it dry long enough. And I think under the surface, it might have been a little moist when I went to try to put the colors over the top of it, and I did not have good results. So this time I put that on there and I just let it sit overnight. So when I came back the next day, I lightly sanded that off. And then what we see here, this is the purple put on straight over that. And when I used the black, everything that's light here would have been black before.
Right.
And so we see the colors are still the same, but it did really lighten up where the black would have been, and then everything has a little bit of a paisley color to it or something. It's got a little bit of a light tint to it, but I'm way more happy with the results of it after really letting it just dry for a long time, because it's white, so you put it on there and you go, man, it just barely looks like it did anything. So then you put more of it on, and then you put more of it on. Next thing you know, you've put way too much of it on. You're like soaking your wood, so you really got to let it dry off. And I think the pigments in the white might be like thicker or something. They don't seem to soak in as well. But
maybe the woods is that the same wood?
Yeah, this is a figured maple.
You used on your demo.
Same basic stuff as the demo. This I had turned a second piece ahead of that demo in case I messed up the piece in the demo, and so this is the piece that I had turned that I could color in case I messed up the other one. So
now, you were talking about the white not soaking in so much. I mean, what they do, most white is used is titanium dioxide that they put in, and it's a particle. It doesn't really dissolve like you do with a stain. So sometimes that particle is a little bit bigger than the pores on your wood, and it just doesn't want to go inside. So
yep, that's what I was thinking. There's it's probably just a little bigger pigment or whatever, right? Particles. So
but there you go.
But pretty happy with the way this one turned out and everything. Then
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
Looks gorgeous.
And you can if the angle's right, it really looks purple, and then when you turn it around, it looks way more of a violet in times, right? But
right,
pretty cool. And
Can
Yeah.
we see the inside? Can we see the inside, please? There you
And-
go.
And this piece of wood had way more figure in it than the piece of wood I did on the demo. And
That is-
they looked the same before I turned them. They looked identical before I turned them.
That is gorgeous.
Well,
Yeah.
that's beautiful figure. Now turn it
Yeah.
back over and what was your finish, your final finish on it?
That's the like maybe a couple of coats of the Prolux sanding sealer that I white scrubbied pretty heavily with a white scrubby, and then the Prolux clear wood finish gloss.
And is that a lacquer based?
It is
That is
lacquer. Yeah,
lacquer,
they're
yes.
both lacquer. It's the sanding sealer is a lacquer, and then this is a cellulose lacquer, I believe.
Okay. It really
I'll tell
does
you
put
what.
a nice finish on it. It really does.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah, it
beautiful.
does. But putting white on first does a great job too.
Yeah, so it if you were to look at one that had black on it, these were different colors, but you can see how there's a difference with when,
Yeah.
especially when you get to the end grain, how it's just
Right.
not very colorful, and then with that white on there, the end grain stayed nice and bright, and you still see the grain in it, and so
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah, the
try
black-
it with some other colors, some more brilliant colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those
black,
colors.
that black base really makes it look really, it gives it a lot of depth, or I
Yeah,
like to call it
it's
depth.
really rich.
Yeah, richness. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So the
can be
white
really-
makes it really, really bright. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had tried it before and didn't like it, and I thought, well, I'd probably messed it up, so I wanted to show Joe the difference there.
I'm wondering how that would work on dark wood. Say something like pear or something like that. That white base, would it lighten that up? You think?
I wonder.
I don't know.
I have a piece of elm back here that's a little darker that I was going to airbrush some color on. Maybe I'll airbrush some white on there and as a base,
Yeah.
and then see what it does. But I don't know.
I've got
I
some
have
pear.
some of the-
I'll try it on pear, see what it looks like. Maybe next week we'll compare.
I have
notes.
some.
Yeah.
I have some chestnut spirit stained white, and
Oh.
it goes on transparent. But it does lighten things because I airbrush it, but it took like 4 or 5 coats before I got the kind of background that I wanted. But it does lighten things. So
You can really see here where there it looks like there's a dark line where I stopped the stain, but it's not.
Mhm.
That's where that figure ran up through there.
yeah, that's the
And,
figure. That's the figure. Very cool.
Yeah, so it definitely had a different look to it when it was finished.
Now, did you put it? Is the white there around your logo too, as well?
No, that's just the raw wood, just like
Okay.
the inside.
Okay.
And what I tend to do is on the inside, I've been oh goodness, I probably used Mahoney's walnut oil or citrus finishing. I don't remember what I did. It was like 4 days ago, and I can't remember what I did. But I try to stay with something that's very food safe on the inside of it, and then whatever I do there, I'll try to just take I put that stuff on with the paper towel, and then those oils, I don't throw them away. I don't want to start a fire, so I set them off to the side, and then when I'm done finishing off the bottom, I'll just take whatever's left on that and just wipe it on there and turn it a couple of times. You can probably see where it's dark in places, because the soot off of the laser engraving, I'll use that whatever's left on there, wipe it off a little bit, and then rotate it, and just coat it one time, and I call it done. I'm lazy.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I've had real good luck on the inside. Instead of using any type of oil, just sand it down to about 800 grit, and then get yourself a handful of shavings and
Just burnish it with shavings.
Burnish it, yeah.
Burnish it, and then get yourself some a buffer with carnauba wax on it, and buff it up with a carnauba wax, and it comes out a pretty nice shine inside. It really does.
Yeah, and I'll do something similar to that sometimes. I've got that Beal buffing system, 3 wheels.
Yeah.
And I'll do that sometimes on the inside, just like that. With this one, I probably, when it was raw with nothing on it, I probably used the Yorkshire Grit black, and then after like 400, I did the black, and then I washed it off. I've got this bottle I keep here with isopropyl alcohol, and I'll moisten up a paper towel and try to clean all that junk off of it, anything that's left after I've buffed it off.
Yeah.
And then I put that oil over the top of it. I call it done.
But that's good. And that really looks nice there. That really does.
So I don't tend to wax it or anything. You know, years ago, and Billy was probably there, and maybe some others here in SWAT. Mike Mahoney was doing a demo, and he said something that I think it was during the demo or it was at the bar afterwards. He said, if I've made a piece and you end up with it, and then I come to your house for dinner and we don't use that piece, I'm going to be disappointed. He said, I make my stuff to be used, and since I make it to be used, I want somebody to be able to reapply the finish. And so I've sort of tried to adopt the idea of that on the inside of my bowls. Put a simple oil on there that, you know, if somebody puts it on their hands or whatnot, it don't matter. Rub it in there, buff it dry later, go about your business again. So
yeah. Anyway.
And then I tried to ask Mike, does that mean he's coming over for dinner? And he just sort of laughed at me.
Bringing dinner, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you what, that's a nice piece. Nice piece, Todd.
Yeah, it's
very nice. Thanks for the discussion too, Todd.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Okay. Next up is Jim Duxbury. Hey, Jim.
Yeah. We end up behind the table saw with all these little scrap drop-offs of different colored pieces. So every now and then I put them together, and where'd I go?
There you are. I see you.
Okay.
I see
I put them together and turn them, but they're all different lengths. So I started drawing the thing first, and I lay this on the drawing, the strips. So I get this, I can use the short strips on the end and the longer ones toward the middle. So it's not only laid out color-wise, it's laid out so the strips fit the bowl.
Still
That's
nice.
good. That's good thinking. Well done.
I mean,
Yeah.
common
One
sense.
use.
It does just common sense.
Anyway,
Which it did.
and then
Yeah.
along the same line, this is laid out. This is round. This is turned triangular or a oval with a round center in it. This is done with a sacrificial piece. It's done with a sacrificial piece. This is actually a 9-inch. Same thing. I draw it first and lay these things out, glue it all together. But in the middle of here, you can see there's a white strip. These two on the outside match, but there's a white strip in the middle. There was another strip between there, 1.5 inches wide, 2x4. That's a sacrificial piece. And that's screwed together with the brown paper and school glue. And then when you get this actually turns round, the outside of this, and you put this first groove in there, and then you split that apart, take the sacrificial part out, glue it back together, and then turn the round bowl in the center.
Oh my God. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, interesting. Good job.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got rid of the sacrificial pieces.
Right.
How long did it take that for you to do, Jim?
oh, I don't know, an afternoon. Well, it takes a couple hours to glue this all up, and then
Yeah. Right.
you know, you just turn the outside, get this the outside formed, and then you have to glue it up, wait overnight again,
I mean,
to turn the center.
A working part a day. A working part of the day.
Probably a day. Yeah. And then-
So,
A
Jim,
nice piece though.
Jim was a day.
The grooves really matched up nice.
Well,
Yeah.
the clamping is, maybe I'll show sometime I have to show the clamping. I clamp a 1x4 on the side of the bench. And on the other side, I had another 1x4. The pipe clamps across here to pull this together. And then on the top, I put a piece of rubber over here and a squeeze gut clamp. And I got a press. I bring the bar down on my press so that the clamp can't slide off. And it grabs that top and it makes a perfect food joint.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, Jim, the kind of confused me there. You're taking out a sacrificial piece in the middle, but your mortise on the bottom is still round. How is that possible?
When I take that piece out, don't forget this is flat. So I can
You can put a face plate in.
I just jam this up against the face plate and I turn a recess in here so I can turn it around, mount it on my chuck, and I can turn the center of this. And then I leave a recess in here and put the chuck on here and turn the recess out, turn the center out of here.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And the last one was Bob Ginson's on here.
Yeah, I'm here.
I write for Wood Turning Magazine, and the last magazine had one of these pull toys on it.
That's what I wanted to see.
And I've shown these before, but anyway. Bob made one.
Yeah, it works great, guys.
Anyway,
I saw Bob's. Bob, guys, show yours.
Yeah.
well, the original model was this one. This is what has been shown before. This is just 2, which is kind of simple. So I made a 3, which I just showed. And then, if you can make a 3, you can make a 7 or an 8. So
sure you can. I knew he was going to go there.
I did too.
I knew he would go there.
This an afternoon.
What? Okay, so you thread the threads every 2 or so, every 3, whatever you want, wherever you want it to be, wherever you
every other one. Well, this group.
That would drive me nuts trying to figure that out.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your shaft? Okay, so what's the size of your shaft, and how did you thread it through to bring it to each hole and bring down into each hole?
You think I'm going to tell you that in 2 minutes over there?
No. Okay, I'm going to ask all kinds of questions.
Oh, my word.
Oh, look at this.
And
my gosh.
wood turkers turn around things, so this is a round one that does the same kind of thing. No, should do it. Anyway, these all work all the way around here, or should.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
cool.
That's just it, man.
I would spend hours just to try to figure that out.
I wouldn't live long enough.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? As I'm looking at it, I mean, did you the shaft? I mean, what you're holding the rim. Now, can I? I mean, that's one piece, or is that cut in half?
No, this is cut in half. This is
okay. It was cut in half. Okay.
Got a trim strip in the middle, and it's made. The bottom and the trim strip are made together, and then it was probably glued together with brown paper again. And then I turned the whole thing, sanded it, split this off, and then set. How did I hold this? I can't. Oh, I held this in the cold jaws and hollowed each one of these inside. Wow. And then on the bottom one. This bottom one actually had the trim strip glued to it. So I drilled them all and threaded it all and then glued the top on
it. Wow.
So it was a few inches thick on each side when that was all being made. I mean, it was 2 inches thick, and then you cut it in half.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
this is made from two
the
pieces.
shape went from one side, and the shape came from the other side.
This is made from 2 pieces of 3/4 with a strip glued in the middle.
Uh-huh.
And the
That's a-
one part of the 1 3/4, the bottom was glued to the trim strip with good glue. The top was glued with a paper joint. And then the whole thing turned round. And then it was split off. And so you got a ring that's solid, and you put it up against your cold jaws, turn the center out of it, and then take the other one and put that up against your cold jaws and turn the center out of it, and then drill these holes in the side here.
Yep.
Through the trim strip.
Yep.
And it's, all the bottom of this is hollow, so you do all the stringing, and then once you got it all working, you glue the top on
Hmm. That's crazy.
That looks like a lot of work just to be confusing afterwards, you know?
Yes.
It's just 24 little beads is a anyway, I can turn these things pretty quick now, but no end to the fun. But I'm sure
Hey, you know what? No end to the fun. No end to the fun. I'll tell you.
Bob, are you gonna show yours? Show yours.
Yeah, I'll show
Yes,
it.
yes.
Yeah, here's mine, guys.
Much as
Turn
any.
the light on here.
You're up, Bob.
Better. I'll back up here, but but it does the same thing. It is. But it works.
And yours is split in half also, right, Bob?
Oh yeah, you split it in half, just like he said. But it's amazing little toy. You know, it makes you think. But Jim did a great job. Thanks, Jim.
Bob, when are you going to make your ring one?
My ring, I don't know. I'm gonna make it.
All right, very cool. All right, thanks, Bob. All right, so it's 8 p.m. or Eastern time, 7 p.m. top of the hour. Is it time for a demo?
It is time for our demo. So, is our demonstrator ready?
Yep. Let's talk about Level Up quick though before we go to the demo.
Okay.
Since we got a lot of captive audience. Level Up registration is going to run till the end of July. Classes are filling up quickly. So if you want to come to Level Up, you should get on the website and sign up. Don't forget that there's also the donate button there to help the club along with expenses that we have recurring. And if you can't come to Level Up, maybe you can afford a few dollars to donate. You can donate as much or as little as you wish. And I hope to see y'all Level Up. I'm getting excited. I got a lot of stuff ready to go for the turners that needed stuff made here on this end, like Martin Clarkston, and made a few things for Matt and a few others. So with that, we'll head to the demo.
All right, sounds like a good time. Everybody, Scott's going to be doing our demonstration tonight. If he wants questions, he will let you know. Otherwise, put it in the chat and someone will relay it when there's an appropriate time to do so. In the meantime, I'm going to mute everyone. Scott, you'll need to unmute yourself. And we've got you.
Yep. I'm just going to put my earbuds in and see if they'll work tonight. Give me a second. I got to get them hooked up. We all know how that works, right?
Yep.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I don't know what happened.
Can you
hear me,
Billy?
Yes.
I think Al did it.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Billy, or no?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Scott?
How about now?
Yeah, I was hearing you. And I don't
can't
think
hear
you were
you,
hearing
but
me.
you can hear me.
Can you hear me now? Scott? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Billy. I know you're. I know I'm not the one you're worried about.
I know. I don't think Scott can hear us.
Right. You there, Scott?
Can you hear me, Billy?
Yes.
Yes,
Can you
I
hear
can
us?
hear you.
Whoa.
Can you hear me?
Maybe you need the other computer. What's that other system?
Linux?
Someone just go and put in the chat.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Never a dull moment, eh?
Yeah, really.
We need the Linux converter.
Now the tension is really high. What are we about to see?
I don't know. He's going to be drilling some stuff.
You guys.
Probably, maybe,
Apparently you can hear me.
maybe making a tool. That's my guess.
You started it, Al.
You know, I don't know if it was Billy or JJ who mentioned that maybe there's a solar flare. I went and looked. There's a major solar flare going on. That's probably it.
Quite possibly.
That would
Scott, can you hear me yet?
My Wi-Fi was down for 10 hours. It just came on.
Wow. Yeah, they got what they call a cannibal flare, where a faster CME bypasses an original one, and it eats it, and the wave then becomes stronger.
Wow.
So we're doing that right now. The sun be acting up.
Scott, can you hear me?
You can always do more gallery.
Why don't we go back to gallery and let him fix it? I'm trying to get this figured out. So you guys can hear me, but I can't hear you guys.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, okay. You got my message then. Good. What are you doing different? Because we usually hear you just fine.
He just said he can't hear us at all.
Yeah.
But he answers if you text or chat.
Well, we can hear him puttering around in there, and we can see the camera shaking a little bit now and then, so he's moving stuff.
Have we got more gallery?
Yes, we got 4 or 5 more folks in gallery.
Well, I'll just chat and we're gonna go do gallery.
Okay. All right, so we'll do that. Let me go switch over here and say, we're going to go to Blaine next. Hey, Blaine,
Hello.
what you got to show us tonight, buddy?
Couple things. I got a nice oak bowl.
Pull it closer to yourself. Thank you.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Good.
It had
Good
the
shape.
pith, the pith was way off to the side.
Sure.
So,
Turn. Okay.
Did some more segmenting.
Oh,
Bring
nice.
it back. Perfect. There you go. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's why you haven't been on. You've been busy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, bring them back
Wow.
to you. The light is bring it back towards you, Blaine.
Here, hold on a sec.
Great.
Or turn off your background.
Oh, there
Very,
you go.
that's
Yeah,
better.
move
Cool.
it back. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
Gorgeous.
So
Very
it's 8 rings this way at 15 around.
Cool.
Cool.
very nice.
And then one of my club members gave me this nice silver maple chunk.
Oh my goodness.
I
That's
love turning
pretty.
silver maple. It's so pretty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
your,
it was
your
really
background's
hard.
killing it, Jim Blaine.
It was hard. It was 16 years in drying.
Oh, my word.
Wow.
You did nice.
That's really pretty.
Very
That's
nice
really
job.
pretty.
So that's all I got for now. But yeah, thank
Very
you.
cool.
You did great.
Thank you, Blaine.
Thanks. Thanks, Blaine.
Very
Good job.
nice.
Thanks, man.
How we doing on the demo? All right. That's we're going to go to Sandy next, who's got works
Oh.
in progress.
Well, I do. I haven't been doing a lot of turning. Remember, I had a bad hand here. Anyway, this is a very interesting story with this piece of wood I got. We had a gentleman's wife come to our club. He passed away. We didn't know the family or him. Anyway, she wanted to know if we would sell his stuff for her. And she came with a pickup truck with her son. He had over 90 pieces that had been rough turned in some shape or another. Some were thick, some were thin. There wasn't any rhyme or reason to it. So anyway, in order to sell them, the gal that was taking care of it, she put them in little groups. Anyway, I bought a group of bowls, this pieces for like, I don't know, $80, $90, something like that. Anyway, this is the first piece that I turned from there. And it is a beautiful piece of wood. It's maple.
Oh,
Can
wow.
you see it? It's gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Very
it,
sure.
and it has some bug holes in it, which I
That's beautiful.
enjoy and I like them.
Yeah.
And then when I
Yep.
turned it, they actually went all the way through. I had light. This was pretty cool. So you couldn't put anything wet in there. But the figure on this piece of wood is just amazing. Now,
That's
I've
the
got,
ambrosia maple.
yeah, this is actually big leaf maple.
Well, it's ambrosia.
Same thing.
No.
No, that's ambrosia maple. The
Oh,
bugs
What
got
happens?
the
What
bugs
happens,
got
Sandy,
in
is
there, and bacteria worked on their
Oh,
waste
okay.
product.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, so I haven't got the last coat on the back of it, but I mean, it looks pretty good already. It was a dog to turn. I had to keep spraying it down because it was so dry, and it was like tear out like crazy. And I'm spraying it down, trying to turn this thing. So it was a struggle to get it done, but I did, and I'm pleased that I did. I hope you can see
Oh,
this.
yeah, it's beautiful.
It is.
It's a beautiful piece.
What finish did you put on there? Tongue on?
I always use a sanding sealer first, and then I came back with just a wipe-on poly on this one.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, it came out nice. And this is another piece I've been working on. That was a dog. And I can't blame the guy. This was been on my shelf for when I looked at the date, I couldn't believe it. It's been on the shelf for like 7 years.
Hmm.
And so I found this blank and I thought maybe I ought to try that. So I started turning it, and I
Oh, wow.
really liked this part right here. I don't know if I can get it so you can see
Yeah.
it, but this was all natural on it. It was about an inch thick, but I couldn't get it this way, so I had to come on the outside. And then a friend and one of the neighbors came in, and she says, "You know, that's a beautiful bowl. It's a shame you broke that piece off." And I said, yeah, it would have been, but it wasn't. That's the way it came. But anyway, what happened was I started embellishing it because out of the blue, when I was turning it, it started to crack. And it was like a crack from, say, here to here, and then a little one here. And then it went all the way through to this side, but it didn't have an opening. You could see the crack, but it wasn't open. So I decided I camouflaged it and put
Well
some
done.
trees there.
Good idea.
So anyway, that's
Nice.
this. This is just a regular maple. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, my,
That's really pretty,
you
Sandy.
thanks.
can see the chatoyance in there. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a nice couple of pieces. So this one's just about finished. I just have to do this one more time here, sand it back, and one more coat. And I think I'm gonna let this one fly with just the two. And then I haven't signed it or lasered it or done anything yet. But I'm actually working, so that's a good thing.
Cool. Well, good for you. And those are very nice pieces.
Yeah.
All right. Scott, can you hear us, Scott?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Going back to Scott. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to mute everybody again. Scott, you'll have to unmute yourself. Okay, Scott. Unmute yourself so we can do this demo.
You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Can you
You
hear
can
us,
hear me,
Scott?
right?
I can hear you guys now.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
So here's what we're gonna make tonight. The marking knife, small carving knife. This is a tool that I'm gonna be making at Level Up for you guys, or we're gonna be making it Level Up. So I'm gonna give you a demo on how we're gonna make it. So
Awesome.
So it's going to be 3 pieces, a handle, piece of solid aluminum that we're going to cut a slot in and turn a tenon on, and then the ferrule piece. So I have a ferrule piece in here now. When I ordered these so they were supposed to slip together. Well, they don't.
Of course not.
They say they're supposed to, but they don't. Well, I have a fix for that. I have a number X drill in here, which is just the exact size of that piece of round bar. This is all aluminum. We're making this out of aluminum so you can turn it on your lathe. So let me get started here. I'm going to hollow this hole out. That's all there is to that. Show you that the piece of bar fits in there. It didn't have a burr on it. It'll slide right, trust me, it'll slide right in there. Got a little burr on it on the end here from where I cut it off. Now we're gonna remove the drill chuck so I don't stick my elbow in it.
Hey.
Good at that. Now I'm gonna face this off just so it's flat and square, because this is gonna be the shoulder that's gonna sit against the the piece of wood for the ferrule. I'm going to take a square carbide cutter. I'm just going to face the end of it off so it's somewhat square. Raise this up just a little. Too much. Yeah, I know I should be turning the lathe off, Sue. But I'm far enough away here that I'm not going to hit it. So
If you don't have a carbide cutter, you could use a skew or a regular scraper, right?
and I just want it close to being square. I'm going to take the file and clean up the rough edges. Then I have a deburring tool. These are made by General Tool. They're made for chamfering the inside edge a little bit. I'll just chamfer that a little bit. And you're not going to see this anyways. It just helps it. Gets the burr off the inside. So that's all we're going to do with that piece for now. I'll set it aside. Nobody's asked what the blue stuff is on here. Anybody know what that is? Billy should know, I would think.
Bluing, right?
What was that?
So you know what the blue stuff is? Nobody's asked me what that is.
Is it anodized?
No, it's not.
Okay, then it would be
Bluing, right?
So you can mark.
So when you want to mark aluminum, you can't see scratch marks in aluminum. To mark your aluminum for whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah.
So you buy some of this. This is called layout fluid. Comes in red or blue. This can will last you a lifetime because a little bit goes a long ways. But anytime I'm marking something out on steel, this is what I use so I can see the scratch marks. I don't use a pencil. I use an awl, some kind of scratching tool.
Right. Machinists use that stuff.
Right. Yep.
I've seen it used, but I haven't used it.
So I know that I want this ferrule to be somewhere around 1 1/4 inch. My little turn down shaft here. And I want the sawed part that's going to hold the blade. I want that roughly 7/8 of an inch, approximately. That's where the saw mark's going to end. And then I'm going to make this just a touch longer.
Were you using any kind of a special file on that aluminum or just a regular file?
Regular file. So when I get done with this, I'm going to clean that file. I have a plastic tube PVC pipe that I glued a cap on one end. And I have another cap with a slot in it so I can hang the file in the tube. And I will put 30% vinegar in that tube, and it'll eat the aluminum out of this file. Rather than trying to get it out with a file card, it'll actually eat the aluminum and won't harm the file.
Good to know.
Now we're going to turn this down to make a little shaft that's going to go in the handle. Which I'm also going to do it 2 different ways. I use carbide and traditional tools just to show you can use regular tools. I'm just going to put this up here for a little support. Just so happens if you have a one-way center and you take the very center pin out of it, this 11mm bar fits in there just real nice and gives it a little support. Once I get it rough turned, then I'll take that away and turn the very end. So, go back to this cutter. Get it adjusted. There we go. So I'm not going to cut real fast. Probably cutting around 650 RPMs thereabouts. And I'm going to angle the cutter so I'm cutting with the corner. I'm just going to come in here and just start shaving this down. Taking little bites. And you can use both corners. And this is a square carbide cutter, not a curved one. You can use a curved one, but the square ones, if you're going to use the corners, work the best. I also have a little one that you can use. With you can also use a parting tool. Parting tools work too. I'll just show you that. Granted, after you do this, you're going to have to sharpen everything.
You froze there for a second, Scott.
Still good?
You're good. Well, maybe it was me. I just got a message my connection was unstable.
Oh, okay. So you can see here you can use a bowl gouge. And it actually cuts pretty good if it's good and sharp. Back my tool rest away a little bit so I can get off the end now. Okay. Before I get too far, I got to make sure I set a calipers here. So this is a 7mm drill bit for making pens. That's the size we're going to make this hole in the handle for this to insert into. You see, I got to go a little farther. Big thing is not to turn too fast when you're turning this aluminum, because it will make your tool get hot, and that's not good for the edge.
How many RPMs you turning?
About 750.
For those that may be wondering, Dane is fine. He's
What's
not
that?
with us. I said, for those that might be wondering, Dane is fine. He's not with us tonight because for some reason he decided his daughter's wedding was more important.
How dare he?
How dare she get, what's she doing getting married on a Wednesday?
Yeah, it sounds to me like we need to talk to him about priorities, right?
And the reason I switched back to carbide here to finish this was I want a nice square shoulder there for when it sits against the tenon, it's nice and square inside the handle. And you notice I got rid of that real shiny surface. You look at this, I made it it's really rough, almost like threads, so that the epoxy, when I glue this in, has something to grab a hold of. If you were turning something really like a finial or something with and you wanted to make aluminum, you wouldn't go back and rough it up, because I had a pretty shiny finish going, but I went back and roughed it up with the tip of the tool just to make it so that when I go to glue it in, it's got a rough surface.
Yep. Needs a little tooth.
Epoxy doesn't like aluminum very well. Because it's so smooth, it doesn't tend to grip it. Now I'm gonna, if I can get this out. So there we go. That's what's gonna go in the handle.
Cool.
So while we're doing that, I'll show you this. I'm gonna clean this edge up a little bit. This front, not real well, but I'm gonna clean it up a little with a file. Because I want to put a little bit of this bluing compound on there, and while we're making the handle, I will let this dry. So I'm just going to sand this, I'm just going to file this right in the lathe. Just want to take some of the score marks out. I cut this with a hacksaw. Just want to get some of the score marks out from the hacksaw so that I can file it off later. Cut it later, I mean, sorry. So here's the bluing compound. I'm gonna take this out of here. If you don't want this bluing compound on your lathe bed, because it will stain it blue and it's a pain to get off. Very liquidy. That's, it don't take much. There's actually a little bit much on there now. Now I'm going to have a blue finger too for days. It doesn't come off. I haven't found anything yet that takes it off. But that'll be dry in the matter of a few minutes. It doesn't take long. Acetone eats it a little bit, but you still got a little bit of blue fingerprint. Now we're going to make a handle. Pretty simple way to make a handle, except I'm going to do it a little different than most people. Normally I don't use this Tommy bar chuck, but this is what the jaws were on and I didn't feel like changing the other ones. Wrap that in there. Take this out. Change drill bits. I'm using a pretty oversized blank here, so I don't have to get it perfectly in the center if I don't want to, but it should be pretty close. Pretty close. So I got to go roughly an inch in there. I'm going to back my tailstock off to where I'm at the inch line, and then I'll drill the 2 inches, and I know I got it deep enough. Next, and I drill just a little bit over so there's room for air to get out and for the epoxy to sit in the bottom, then encapsulate the whole piece. Now we have that end drilled. If you're using a bit with a brad point on it, take it out of your truck as soon as you're done with it, because it is like razor sharp on the end. I cut myself the other day on it, and I made the first knife. Forgot it was in there, and brushed my hand against it when it was sitting in the tool rack, and next thing you know, I was bleeding. So now I just put a center drill in here, and I'll show that when I take it back out of here. I'm going to flip it around and drill a drill bit hole in the other side. And this one I'm not going to drill very deep. I'm just going to drill it up onto the shoulders of the drill bit a little bit. So this is a center drill bit. It's a machinist bit. Has a 60-degree cone on this side, and then it drills the center. You notice it didn't wobble much. They're good if you're going to pre-drill something and drill it big. Now I'm going to take this chuck off. Take this ring off and put it somewhere where it won't get lost. We're going to drive this with a dead center rather than a spur center. I like driving off a dead center, then I don't have the marks in the end. That's why I drilled the 60-degree cone in here. This is a 60-degree dead center. So now I'm going to put it between centers. This is also how I make pens. I turn between the bushings. I put the bushings on each end and then turn between it. Then I don't have to worry about the mandrel being bent. And the other thing by doing it this way, it teaches you how to cut softly, because you can't make Hagen cuts when you're turning with a dead center. It won't allow you to do that. I'm going to go back to this piece of aluminum. I'm going to set my calipers to that piece of aluminum so it just slides over. I'm going to back them off just a hair. I want to leave it just a little proud so that I have room for sanding at the end. Now I'm just going to come in here with my carbide roughing tool. That's what it sounds like when you get carried away. You can give it a little tighten. For some reason, my tailstock likes to loosen up.
He most certainly does.
Okay. Take my parting tool. Part the end here. Now the inside of this tube is the same size as that shaft we just turned, so I just used that to set my calipers. That's going to slip over the top of this and act like a ferrule. Well, I'm going to stop the lathe. I think I got it pretty close. I'm just going to check it. And that's about all the further it's going to go in the handle, in the ferrule anyways. Go down just a titch more. It's just a little snug. I don't want it quite that snug. I want a little room for a little bit of epoxy. You have to be a little careful here. You don't put too much pressure on because you could split that. If you make it a little undersized, it's not a big deal because you're going to put a little bit of epoxy on it anyways. You just got to get it to fit in there. Perfect. Got the shoulder cut pretty square. A little downsized, but I can fix that too. But that's the general idea. Everybody's made a handle, basically. Now you can shape this handle whatever way you want. You make it any size, shape, or form you want. I'm just going to pare this one down a little bit. Oh, we can go. I just had a big piece chip out of there, which is okay because I'll just make this handle just a little shorter. Wanted to chip off on the end. Just wasting that away a little bit just so I can make my round bar skew and round the end off a little bit. Hit that with a little 150. This is a piece of choke cherry, and it's too dry to be making small things like this. It doesn't work very good. That's what I had laying around. Doesn't take much to knock it back. That's not bad. I can live with that. Then I'll just take this and saw this off and hand sand the end of it. But I'm not going to do that right now. I want to make sure all my parts fit first. So now that slips in there. This one we get done, we'll flip over the top. And we'll shorten this up a little bit. Or I'll take and cut a little bit more off. Whichever way you want to do it. I'm probably going to cut a little bit more and make a little more tenon here. That's essentially how you build this part. The handle. I'm going to put this back in there and cut a little bit of that off while we're here. Whatever you do when you take your dead center out, make sure you put it back in the box in case it falls on the floor. Because once you've damaged the tip on it, you got to buy a new one. You can't even take it to a machinist and have it fixed. They don't ever run true again. Anybody got any questions so far?
I haven't seen any that haven't been answered.
So this is the nice part about the layout die. I got this sticking out a little farther than I want. I want to trim a little bit of that off. So now I can make a mark on there. Measure it. And I can take a little bit off the backside and it'll be somewhat flush with the front. I don't want it perfectly flush. I just want it close. Sometimes you need 3 hands to do this stuff.
Kirk asked if you made your round bar skew yet.
What's that?
I said, Kirk asked if you've made your round bar skew yet.
Yeah, I just used it.
Oh, nice.
Right here. I love it. Works great. Works
still
better
haven't
than a
finished
regular
mine.
skew. I like it better than a regular skew. It's less. I get less skate backs with it. I think it's easier to use.
What is yours, a 1/2 inch?
Yes. The 1/2 inch bar.
Did you get that off Amazon?
I bought the steel off from a steel supplier that lives in my area.
Okay.
So here's what it started out looking like. It's a piece of M42 1/2 inch steel. I think they're 12 inches long. But for what I paid for these 2 chunks of steel, you can go buy Packard Tools sells a 1/2 inch round bar skew for the same price I paid for 2 chunks of steel, and you wouldn't have to do anything. Comes with a handle. I guess I'm just like building things. This is going to be made, so that's a 70 degree included angle, 35 on each side, and 60 degrees across the nose, I think is what it is. This is 35, and this is 30 degrees or 70 degrees on a protractor across the front. The next one I built is
Scott,
15
okay.
degrees with 15 degree angles.
So if it's M42, what are you going to use to shape that metal with?
To grind this, I just ground it on my regular
I'm talking
grinder.
about the one in your right hand. Okay, so you're going to go and you're going to make a gouge. What kind of machinery will you be using to do that?
Just the bench grinder.
You're going to make that into a skew as well?
Yes, this one's going to be a 15-15. 15 degree angle here.
Right.
On the wings, and a 15 degree angle across the nose. Across here. This one's 30. So this one will be a little blunter.
Right.
But the nice part about making these, this is in a removable handle. If I want to, I can grind another one on this end, so I can have a double-ended tool.
Cool.
So this tool handle, this insert will hopefully be available by the end of the year by one of our members. Made here in the USA. That one's a prototype. I just had a brilliant thought. Now that I got this turned down to 7 millimeters, I have a pen saver mandrel just to give this a little support. Look at that.
Perfect.
Fits on there. I don't know why I didn't think about that when I made the first one. And I'm sure glad Billy told us about making homemade tool rests.
You didn't put the oak backup in yours.
Not yet. But I find I like it without it. The only thing I did to one of them, the one I was using earlier, wherever I set it down, I welded a piece of old mandrel through the top of it. Where did I put it?
Yep.
This is an old hardened steel pen mandrel on the top of this one. And I just welded it on.
Cool.
So it took a bent mandrel that you'd have thrown away, and now you repurposed it into a piece on the top. I got to do it to this little one yet, but this will work for a couple time use. I just want to cut this back a little. Just to give myself a little more depth in that. There. Aluminum's so nice to cut with carbide or even the regular tool steel. If you have M42 or the harder gouges, it would be better. The one I have is just a standard tool steel. Let's see how our fit is now. That's pretty good because I'm going to face that off when I'm done anyways and make this all nice and pretty on the front. Now, my handle's a little smaller than this. So when I get all done, I can taper this down to match that handle if I want to. If I want to use this handle. It's just a little proud. But it's just a demo. So now, give me just a minute. I'm going to switch cameras. Show you an important part about this demo. I only have 2 plugs on my system, so you're going to go black for a minute and I'll switch cameras. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if the mic was going to work on this camera or not. I've been working off the camera mic, so. So now we're going to put this in this contraption, and we got to drill it for a set screw. You could make a vise like this out of wood if you wanted to. This one just so happens to be a machinist vise. Yep. I'm going to put a 1024 screw in here. I'm just going to clamp this down. out just a skosh. Work it off. My handle fits in there. Yes, it does. Now I'm clamping this down in here. You can see I still have this so I can move it around. Come over here. Forgot one part. So now we're going to drill this in here. And we want this to be in the center of this bar, right? And you can see I want to go back a little bit with the set screws. So I'm going to loosen this up, put this out just a little. Now we want to get in the center of that bar. So here's a little machinist trick. I'm going to run this down so this touches. Somewhat close to the center. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's tipped a little bit here, right? You can see that ruler is tipped down on one end and tipped up on the other.
Right.
So to solve that problem, you can see I just got that snugged in there. I'm going to lock my quill so I don't have to use I can use both hands. And of course, I got it pretty close. We'll just show you. I'll just loosen this up just a touch. So it'll slide. See how it's tipped now? I'm going to slide this till that's parallel to my piece. That's pretty close. I'm going to lock my vise now. Unlock my quill. I'm pretty confident now that that drill is going to drill in the center of that piece. Okay, in the center of that round tube. That's how you can make sure you're centered on a round tube. That's the easiest way I've ever found to do it. It's a machinist trick. I was fortunate. My dad was a tool and die maker, so I got to learn all these neat little tricks. I have my depth gauge set so that I only drill through half of this bar, the middle bar. We got it drilled. Make sure you pick up your aluminum shavings when you're done. They will stick to your shoes. You track them in the house. If you got a pet, they'll end up with a sliver in their foot. So now we got that part done. So I'll leave this in here just for holding sake.
Not only that, but if your wife's like mine, you'll wind up with a knot on the side of your head.
Yes. For Paula, because if she likes to walk around in her bare feet, she'll end up with a sliver in her foot too. And aluminum slivers are hard to get out because they're usually jagged. Now I'm going to slide this over out of the way. Can you still see that?
Yes.
Now I'm going to tap that hole. I'm going to use 2 different kinds of taps. I'm going to start out with a normal tap. This is a regular tap, tapered on the end. You can see the threads don't go all the way to the bottom of the hole, or won't go all the way to the bottom of the hole because I didn't drill it all the way through. Slide it out a little more. Get this started straight, or semi-straight. Just turned a little bit when I put it in the clamp. Normally I do this in the vise. I don't do it in this vise for that particular reason. It likes to pop out of there. If you don't get even pressure on this, it'll pop out like that. And this threaded bolt is about seen its better days.
And you're using the point of your tap to start with because they're easier to start.
Right. It's called a starter tap. You have a starter tap and a bottoming tap. Starter tap will get the thread started because I'll show you when I get this out of here. Turn it a little bit, back it up, break that thread off, back it up, turn. Just flip it out some more. Turn, back it up a little. So you feel it bottom out. There, it's at the bottom of the hole, but it's not threaded nearly far enough. Now I'm just going to carefully back it out because there isn't a lot of threads in there. There's not a lot of threads in there. There's like 2 or 3 threads in there because you can see how long that is. It's almost
Raise it up a little.
The hole. It's got 2 good threads, and then the rest of them are starts.
Raise it up just a little, Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
So this is, you can see how it's tapered down, and there's fine thread, and then it gets deeper and deeper. Well, eventually, normally you would run a tap all the way up into here where my finger is, and you'd have full threads. But this doesn't cut full threads because it's a starter tap. This is a bottoming tap. You can see it's flat on the bottom.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of starter thread, but it's flat on the bottom. This will go all the way to the thread all the way to the bottom of the hole. Get it started again. Usually run this in twice just to make sure that I didn't have some shavings in the bottom. And get them to the bottom. And you don't have to crank on this. There's hardly any pressure here. A couple pounds is all I'm pushing on that. You do more than that, you're going to break that tap. So bottoming taps are a specialty tap. Most hardware stores aren't going to have them. You'll have to go to Amazon or a machine shop store to get them. I don't know why they don't carry them in the store, but they don't. But here's a tap that I made into a bottoming tap. It was the same tap as this one. I just took it to the grinder and flattened it off. Actually, it was a tap I broke the tip off of, but that's what I would have done if I didn't have one. Took it to the grinder, flattened it off, and then after you flatten it off, you take it and just lightly turn it. You can see that I tapered that bottom thread just ever so slightly. There's a lot of thread there yet, enough to catch the threads on the inside so you don't cross thread it. But you can make your own bottoming tap with a stone grinder. Okay? So if you don't have one, you can make one. So now I got that tap. The reason I tapped that hole before I cut this slot is because now I won't have a burr when I cut the slot and don't have to worry about the set screw I'm going to put in here getting caught on that burr, or the knife blade that I'm going to put in here get caught on the burr from the tap. Because your taps will leave just a slight burr in there. Now I'm going to take this back out of here. And chances are this is going to be caught in here. There's a burr where the threads went through. Where it went through there. So now I'm going to try to move you so I can work on the vise. On the vise. Let's see if I can move you without making you too seasick. And if I have enough cable. Should have. Now you can see. You see that, right? So now I got to get this out of here. So I'm going to take a brass mallet. I got the vise sitting so that that shaft just barely fits in there. It's going to slip through my vise straws but catch this ring. I'll hold my hand under here and give it a little tap. Now it's out of there. Now with a little file work and whatever, you can get it back in there. It'll
Raise it up.
It'll go back in there just about every time now. And now it's self-aligning to that hole.
Cool.
Here's different ways you can do this. We got to cut a slot in there now. You want the slot to be somewhere in the middle. Close to the middle as you can get it. I got to find my scribe. Wherever I put it. So I'm going to put a scribe line in here, roughly perpendicular or parallel to this side and this side. The hole's right here. So I can turn it around so you can see the hole. My hole's right there. And I just do this by eye. Take a little straight edge. You could use this fancy tool, which gives you the center line. Bring this in. So you could use the one that you use for marking your wood too, if you wanted to. They all do the same thing. This is just a machinist version. But you got to make sure you get it parallel to the hole. I think I'm pretty close right there. I'm just going to put a scratch line in here. Wasn't too bad for eyeballing it. So you could use a hacksaw to cut a line in there. Cut that down in there. I'm going to use a hacksaw just to get it started. Want to cut that fairly straight. And I'm not very good at cutting long lines very straight. You could draw lines down the sides if you wanted to try to keep it straight. but I found a tool that works just as good and it's faster. I have one of these fancy tools, Sonic Crafter. I'm gonna try to get this in here so it's sitting kind of level. I made that saw mark in there. This will make it a little easier to get in there. Grab it back here in the paint. I don't care if I mar that up. Never see it. And if your vise don't get tight enough, a dead blow hammer works good for tightening it up. These are the blades that I bought. These are surgical blades. The Swan Morton blades. You can buy them off of Amazon. They actually come from Sheffield, England, and they are razor sharp. They're actually scalpel blades.
That's what I was going to ask.
So you just gotta cut that slot deep enough to get the full scalpel blade in there.
Cool.
And you can leave it stick out about that much if you want to. I don't know how well you can see that in this camera. It's not quite to the back edge of the blade, but if you want it that far back, you can get it that far back. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to cut this one a little more. You only need about a 1/16 inch of aluminum back there to keep that from breaking off, because it is going to be inside this piece of aluminum tubing, and it isn't going to break off. Now you got this mark on this side, so you got to get that cleaned up a little bit. So I'm just going to go back to the file again. Wherever I put it. And I'm just going to clean that up. You're never going to see this. It's going to be buried inside that tube. It's going to be glued in there. You can just knock that burr off. a good thing this is buried inside here because it gets pretty yucky looking. It's chewed up from your vice. I'm just going to take a piece of 220 sandpaper. I can find my piece that I had. This will work. Now I just want to clean this up just a little bit. It'll help slide it in that other piece of tube. You're going to use a little bit of 3-in-1 oil. So you got it strapped here in the vise. You're just going to give this a light polish. Like that. Oh. If you don't put oil on your sandpaper before you do this, it will plug your sandpaper up in about 2 strokes and you can throw it away because it won't be any good after that. I'm going to clean this up over the hole a little bit. There, you can see what it did to the sandpaper when I used the wrong side that didn't have the oil on it. All that'll do is scratch your piece. So if you're doing something you want nice and shiny, you want to keep it shiny, you don't want to do that. So there, now I have it assembled. You can see that it slides in and out real nice. We know it's a little long. I'm going to steal a set screw out of something. I didn't have an extra one. I got another collar here. Find the right Allen wrench. So now with that hole in there and it's threaded already, put your Allen screw in here. Did everything right, it should screw in there.
Raise it up.
Yeah. You're going to tighten it up. Don't over tighten it because it's aluminum. So now it's tightened up. Go back to my handle. Fits on my handle. Now this is sticking out. We don't want that sticking out like that. We can put it in the lathe, or if you don't feel confident putting that in the lathe and turning it off, you just stick it in your vise. It is aluminum. It files pretty fast and easy. You're just going to file it down. See, my files get full of pieces. So I'm going to take it back to the lathe and do it on the lathe. I just wanted to show you, you can file it down. So I'm going to leave that set screw in there now because it's holding it all together for me. And I'll switch you back to the other camera. And I'll turn it off. Now you just have to be careful when you put this in here that you don't put it in so far you crush the set screw. This one's pretty easy because it's sticking out.
Scott, I accidentally muted you. I was trying to admit Joaquin.
I'm back now. Now I just put in my flat bar tool rest. And get my tailstock out of the way. Set it again. Neither too high or too low.
Is there a reason you want that really flush?
Aesthetics. So it's the only reason. It wouldn't have to be flush. It just, I think it looks nicer. That's
Okay.
the only reason. But now it's flush. A little bit of my oil. Grab my piece of sandpaper again. Put a little on there. I'll polish that gluing agent off. Hamper the edge a little with the sandpaper just so there's no burr on it. And you can see it's all nice and pretty. That's only, I think they started with 320, which is depending on what type of finish you want to have. That's all you really need to do. Now I'm going to take that set screw back out of there. So let's talk about this for a minute. I got a set Allen wrench that's stripped out on the end. So, and it happens over time. These are cheap Allen wrenches. I'm just going to go to the bench grinder. And I just squared up the end. Did it get spur off? Now it fits in there. Unscrews again. Now I'm just going to stick this in this chuck without the set screw in it. Very carefully not to lose the set screw. And I'm just going to stick this in here. I sanded enough off now to hold this out on the end. Very light touch here because you can crush this tube. The jaws are stronger than the tube. And you don't have the set screw in it. I'm just going to turn this on and polish off the bluing agent.
Oops.
You can see I wasn't holding it in there by much.
Right. Sue asked, she said, when you say bench grinder, do you mean regular speed or slow speed?
I have regular speed grinders. I don't have heights. I have high speed bench grinders. I haven't broken down and bought a slow speed one. I did buy a new bench grinder last week at a garage sale, though, brand new. I used 8-inch bench grinder for $20. I thought that was a steal.
Yeah, it was.
Walked into the garage sale, and between my wife and I, all we had was $20 on us in cash. I said, well, we only got $20. I said, we'll see what they got. When I walked by the bench grinder, I walked back to her and I said, I hope you didn't want to buy anything. And her comment to me was, do you really need another tool? Now I'll just show you, I'm going to put this blade in here, show you that it actually does work. And you don't have to go nuts. Just got to get it tight. Like I said, you got steel on aluminum. And this is a rotten Allen key. Sometimes you have to run these in and out a few times to get them to go all the way to the bottom of the hole. And this is a rotten Allen key. I gotta see if I got a better one. And it might be the Allen wrench or the Allen key that I have, or not the key, the actual socket head that I have here might be bad. Right. Now I got it stuck in there, can't get it out. I got a tool for that too.
That's what
Only
you
in
get.
a demo.
Yeah, that's what you get for trying to put a metric Allen key in a SAE.
It's not, though. I know it's not. I can't. I don't know what they did with my good Allen keys. I had some better Allen keys here, and naturally I can't find them now. Don't remember where I set them.
Like I said, only in a demo.
Only in a demo.
Yeah.
I set all the stuff out so that I wouldn't forget it, and now I can't find it. You can't get this Allen key out of here. There's tons of Allen wrenches, and you never have one the size you want. Anyways, you guys get the general idea.
Yep.
Now all I'm going to do is glue that in the handle. Tighten that blade in there and glue it in the handle like this one. The only other thing I wanted to show you is I used some 30% vinegar this afternoon. I used it to clean some tools that were rusty.
Yeah.
And I dipped that in there just before the meeting started, and it's black already on the same piece of cherry.
Wow.
So if you clean tools with your, if you've ever cleaned tools with 30% vinegar, which works really good for cleaning rust off of tools, I can show you that too. So this sat in a pan of vinegar for 2 days, and it was solid rust where you couldn't even see the knurling on it. And now you can see the knurling. The only place it's got a little rust here is where it surfaced rust back after I took it out of the. And all I did was wipe that off with a blue shop towel.
Cool.
After 2 days in 30% vinegar, cleaning vinegar. No, nothing else added to it. I can even read the name on the tool.
Awesome.
On the punch. So don't throw that vinegar away when you're done. Use it for your ebonizing agent when you're done. And I buy that vinegar at Home Depot. You can buy it at Tractor Supply, anywhere that sells industrial cleaning supplies. Works great. Just do it outside. Don't do it in the house. It is very strong, and it will make you sick if you don't wear a respirator even when you're cleaning these off the first time. It's pretty nasty smelling. So next week I'll show the finished product that I'm going to use iron acetate out of that same pan of liquid. And I can actually show you that. Show you how nasty it looks. This is what that pan looks like after 3 days of cleaning rust. And you can see the rust up in the corners. But I won't throw this away now that I know I can use it for ebonizing solution. And you can still clean tools in this. I could still clean something small in this if I needed to. And probably what I'll do is I'll pour this in my tube to clean my file. It'll actually eat that aluminum right out of the file. So that's my demo. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it.
I did. Good demo.
I'll show this finish next week.
Good demo. Thank you.
Great demo, Scott. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it next week. Really, pretty good.
So you'll get to make it. So I'm going to have these kits ready to make that level up. I will have it all cut. I'll actually have them tapped and threaded for you. You'll have to turn, leave the end so you can turn the ends. But we're going to do that as a tool making class at Level Up.
Cool.
And it makes a nice marking knife. It's a nice tool.
Yeah.
And you can use X-Acto blades in here too, if you need to.
Those are cheap from Harbor Freight.
Or cheap ones from Harbor Freight. Yeah, wherever you want to get the blades from. Yeah. You wouldn't have to use these expensive blades if you didn't want to. I just use them because they're a little thicker than a X-Acto knife blade. They seem a little bit more durable. And the person that I seen on YouTube making these, that's what he used. So I just used the same thing. That's all I got for you.
Very good.
Thanks, Scott. Very
Thanks,
nice.
Scott.
Thanks for the demo, Scott.
Yeah, really. Pretty enjoyable evening, really. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. It was good.
All right. Should we try to squeeze in a few more galleries before we get out of here?
Yep.
All
Sure.
right. First up here is Tom Wing. Hey, Tom. Don't forget to unmute yourself. Got to unmute yourself.
There we go.
Yep.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Yes.
I've got something stuck in front of my screen.
Now that's
here.
a big fan.
Yeah, it's
Or a lollipop. Big lollipop.
Yeah. It's just a lot of boards glued together again.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
pretty. Really pretty.
And then I made another one. It's a square
All
one,
right.
but we got a handle on these anyway. Next project is making some Lazy Susans with a cutting board top on it that's removable.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those glued up, but I just took it out of the clamps and stuck it on the bandsaw, so it's haven't run it through the planer yet.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty pieces.
Very nice.
That's it.
Very cool.
One of
Very
these days I'll
good.
get back to turning
Really
something.
Yeah. Next up is Billy. Hey, Billy.
Oh,
Hey, Billy.
hi. A while ago, we were talking about, earlier, we were talking about conduit, PVC conduit for threads. And these two pieces, this is 1.5 inches. These two pieces, you can see by the length of the threads here, there's enough here for 2 urns. Same with the threads on the inside here, because this goes all the way in. This is 1.5 inch PVC conduit, and you get a nice snug fit. Unlike using PVC pipe for water that use NPT threads, they're tapered. So you'd get this only down to about right here, and then really have to crank on it to stop or to get it to go further. You won't ever get it to go all the way deep. But like I said, there's the threads on here are long enough for 2 urns. So $3 is what this cost me at Home Depot yesterday. So
Thanks,
That's
So
Billy.
do,
good.
so
Thank
do you
you.
cut it on a bandsaw, Billy, to make it 2 pieces then?
you can, but what I would probably do is I would probably cut it with my homemade really thin parting tool.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got that. Yep. Yeah.
Or
So
skew-
I just
or
wanted
skew-
to let y'all
skew
know.
work.
I mean, because this is smooth as butter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a
Now,
skew works good to cut it too.
True. I used, I checked, this is 1.5 inches. I checked the 1 inch, and which is almost too small for anything, except maybe keepsake urns. but I checked the 1 inch and it wasn't as smooth as the 1.5 inches. The 1 inch I only got down to about right there.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't even test 3/4 because that would be way small.
Right. Very cool idea.
And
Thank
they
you,
make
Billy.
it bigger. You can get 2 inch of this as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Very cool. Okay. Next up is Doug. Hey, Doug.
Hey guys, good to see everybody tonight. I barely made it in. I had to work late, and then wife wanted to go eat some salad bar at Cattleman's, so we met at Cattleman's and had a great supper. Anyway, I'm here and just wanted to show you a couple of things. Start off with last week's. What started out as a fiasco ended up as a nice piece. Just a square plate, a little less than a 1/4 inch thick, and I did go through the bottom. But you can see there what my repair was. That's coffee grounds around the center of the piece that came out. I didn't have to clean up hardly any at all. When I went through it, it went through clean, partly because I was on a recess, and so I got a real clean circle. But then yesterday I thought, well, I messed the last one up, and I really wanted that for a set, and that one was going to be too big for the set that I've already got anyway. So I redid it, and this one was. Let's see, I like it that way better. Not that it really matters. Again,
nice.
just construction pine, about a 1/4 inch at its thickest right there. Not much more than that. The bottom, because it is on a recess, is a little bit thinner, but it's real solid. There's no problem. I'll take that and add it to my set. And instead of having 5 individual pieces that are not selling, I'll have a set of 6 that I'll put a set price on. So that's why I did that. Both of these just have walnut oil on it. That's all. I might come back and wax both of these on the buffer, but that's as much as I'm going to do with it.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, I do have my logo in the bottom, just in case somebody was wondering. Hey, I got it on the big one too. So
Look
there
at
you go. There
Yeah.
it is. I'll get it turned the right way in a minute.
No sense in going halfway, Doug.
That's right. Let's do it all. By the way, I am bringing my laser pecker to level up. So
I'm having too much fun with mine. I'm certainly bringing mine too. So
definitely.
I thought maybe you were going to give Dane a lesson.
Well, if he wants one.
Yeah, we gotta talk him into taking it out of the box first.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he won't have to have his to have a lesson.
Right.
There'll be mine and Matt's and probably 1 or 2 others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Doug.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. That's all I've got on my list for gallery of the people who are left.
Hey, I've got something I could show.
All right,
It's not,
Dean.
it's
Whoa,
not wood turning.
if-
It's been a while.
If Howard's still here, he said he had something.
Yeah, he's not. Maybe
Oh,
he
okay.
showed back. No, he's gone. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead, Dean.
Well, you guys can see behind me, this was a metal wall. Boy, my hair looks great, doesn't it? And it faces,
better
it
than Scott
faces
Hampton's.
west. So it was getting up to be 120 degrees in the evening. I just couldn't stand to stand in front of it. So I put a radiant barrier and OSB behind me for temporary. And I had this tool rack over here. So I finished up this one literally while this presentation was going on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think you've got enough turning tools.
I was
Darrell.
thinking the same thing, Billy.
Well, I need to buy a few more, and I've got a bucket full over here that, Billy, if you'd like some of them, you can have them. I don't know if they're worth having, though. You start pulling stuff out of drawers, and gosh, I found some stuff that I guess it was the first set I ever bought. And undoubtedly, I learned really quick that Harbor Freight turning tools are not that great because they're still in the wooden box and they look brand new.
Good to see you, Dean.
Good to see you guys. I just wanted to share that.
Looks good.
great.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a work in progress.
Like a nice place for a sticker board right behind you.
Well, that's I'm not really sure exactly how I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna put the chucks and sandpaper and some of that stuff right in there so that it's a little easier to get to, and may put a logo right there in the middle.
Yeah.
Good.
Like I said, it's a work in progress.
There you go.
Looking good.
Laser Pecker only do a 4-inch diameter logo, so.
Wow.
Hey, Doug, you weren't on earlier to show what I've been doing. So
Good to see you, Dean.
Thank you. Good to see you guys.
Well, show him.
all right. I'll go get it. I put it all away. But I'll go dig it
Mhm.
up.
Hey, Billy, I wanted to tell you, I got my jaws.
Cool.
I ordered them. Well, I ordered them the next day, and they took a few days to come in. They do give me a little more space, but it's still a hair under 3 inches width.
Bummer.
So I know, but I have a bigger chuck in Arizona. So when I go back this year, I'll just bring the bigger one home. I have a couple here, but I have some down there as well. It's hard when you do that because you hate to travel back and forth with them because they weigh a ton.
Yeah.
Heavy.
I
But
thought
they
for
work
sure
good.
those other jaws would work.
Yeah. Well, they do. I just have to cut things down a little bit more. Sometimes when you're doing a really heavy piece,
Yeah.
I want a little more holding it on, so to speak.
You're right.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
Got this?
Sweet. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
And then
That's
I
so
did this.
cool.
I did this one today, which is nearly 4 inches across.
Very cool. Very cool.
That is
Mhm.
Now, what did you use to do those?
Laser
I'm
Pecker.
using my laser pecker. Yep.
It's a laser pecker.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
those
one
are
turned
cool.
out really, really nice. It looks a lot better in person. And
Are
this
you-
one
Yeah, I
I'm gonna.
can.
Did
I
you
can
do
do
those
those
on?
in 12 to 13 inch.
Yeah, right. Matt, did you do those in the 2K resolution?
This one was done 2K,
Mm-hmm.
and this one I did 1K.
Okay.
And it turned out fine. And what I intend to do with this is do some more painting and perhaps dot painting and stuff with it. Okay.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
That'll be pretty.
the walnut is this is pretty dark walnut. So the dot painting will show up real nice, bright colors and golds and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I didn't want it real deep because I didn't know, where I was going to, I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but, I'm going to paint over some of the parts and I don't know, add some stuff. We'll see. I don't know. So,
Very cool.
but yeah, they both turned out real. I'm delighted with how they turned out. So
Yeah,
I'm
they're
having
pretty.
a lot of fun with them.
Cool. All right, folks. That marks the demarcation point, I think. We had a good demo tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did.
Good participation. Glad to have all y'all here. And if you're going to hang around and chat for a while, turn your camera on and unmute. And
Save
with
the
that,
chat.
and save the chat. Yeah. And for the rest of you, we'll see you again next week. Hopefully, Lord willing, the creek don't rise.
I love that expression.
Yes.
Well,